Brad Williams, Excel Prime, create a list of numbers. And we're going to use a couple different techniques here. We're going to use row indirect, and then we're going to use a list constant. What's a list constant? Here's a list constant. If you put the @ sign in front of it, it won't spill. If you remove the @ sign, it's going to spill. Over here on your right, what are we going to do? We're going to use that dreaded indirect. Using a formula based on the row and indirect function, you can get a list of numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This approach is typically used in calculations that require numeric list or array for processing. Here's the equation: row indirect P5 colon and C5, which returns a list such as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When entered in a single cell, Excel will display only the first item in the list. Use F9 in the formula bar to see the actual list results. With a legacy Excel, you need to use this formula inside a larger list. Enter, Control-Shift-Enter. In Excel 365 in 2021, the sequence function is a superior and easier method for creating a list of numbers. Okay, we'll get the sequence down the road. The approach described below is compatible with legacy Excel versions. This formula consists of a string representing rows. Construct a list containing 10 numbers, for example. You can hard code the following string into indirect. Row indirect to 11. The indirect function understands this text as the list to 11 rows. It should be 10 rows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In this example, we use a simplified version of the formula that gets the starting number from B5 and the ending number from C5. The result is row indirect B5 colon C5. Row indirect 2 and 6. Row indirect 2 to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Indirect is also used in the formula to safeguard against worksheet modification. Without indirect, inserting or removing rows can alter the list reference as shown below. Okay, row 2 to 6. With shift to row 2 to 5, if row 1 is removed, as indirect uses a text-based reference, it is unaffected by worksheet modifications. Now, I'm going to argue different, but if you need a list of the relative row numbers of a list, we've covered this. We use row range minus row range per cell, okay? Negative, you cannot combine negative numbers for start and finish with the row function, as it cannot handle negative values. However, mathematical operations can be applied to the list formula by row. This list is created, for instance, by the following formula, 432101. So here we have row indirect. It's going to say 2 through 6 minus 6. To reverse, to generate a list of positive numbers from n to 1 in descending order, use the following formula. Absolute row indirect 6 plus 1. Okay. The techniques, tools are endless within Excel. All right, it's just incorporating them. List at 1, 2, 3. I think that's a mistake. I think that should have been this. Okay, well, maybe not. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, if we do this, notice I put an @ sign, an and sign here, so it doesn't spill. Here is a list. If we put that @ sign in there, you can see it stops the spill. But you can hard code this. We can use indirect and do the exact same thing. Comes down to whatever you're trying to accomplish. B7 and 7, get a spill. 11, 13, it spills. You don't have to enter it repeatedly. Here, same thing, indirect, row indirect, B5 and C5. I want to see what the results look like. Hit ref text, F9, 2 through 6. I don't know if it'll show it. Reference, F9, 0, 0, 0. There's the indirect. Go back to the indirect tutorial and review the functionality of indirect. And then here, I already showed you exactly what's going on. Remove the @ sign and it'll spill. Otherwise, it's just going to show the first number. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Thanks a lot.